Link Underground Games welcomes you to the following presentation of the Breakaway Football League.
Welcome everybody, we are here to play a solo playthrough of the Hydra, which is the 1988 San Francisco 49ers, against the Sentinels, which is the 1991 New Orleans Saints. At the time, these two teams would have been in the same division. It should be a lot of fun. The Sentinels start off strong and get weak. The Hydra start off weak and get strong, so we should see some inversion at some point. I'll spend a little bit of time showing you how to call the plays, probably the first 3 offensive plays, and then the first 3 defensive plays for the Hydra. I'm going to control the Sentinels today because they're the tougher team to control. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we'll do is decide that the Hydra are going to get the ball to start the game. And so we're going to process a kickoff return, which is a 1. That will take the ball out to the 15, and it's 1st and 1 for the Hydra. We're going to look in the strategy guide and check the Hydra to see how they handle their AI. So the Hydra will bank yards after contact tokens and spend them to get a 3rd or a 4th down conversion or to score a touchdown. And if the Hydra score a touchdown on their opening possession, give them all 4, as if they had completed the scripted drive. So they will not actually do the scripted drive the way it's listed here. They will simply get the advantage if they score a touchdown on their first drive. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is figure out what formation the Hydra are coming out in. The Hydra have a 1st and 1, so that means we're going to be here. It's either near or pro set. We'll go ahead and roll 1 die, which is a 6. The 6 is a pro set, so they're going to come out in a pro set formation. And remember, what we do is grab any old pro set and put it down. Their pro set is their balanced formation, so we're going to come make a play call, and we're going to call a blitz, a 2-3 blitz. So now we need to find out what this play is. So we're going to count the down and distance. It's 1st down and 1 to go for the milestone. 1 plus 1 is 2, so we check the game state and we see that anything 3 or lower is green 18. So we're going to roll a die on the green 18 chart. We rolled a 5. That's Jet Dragon. So Pro Set Jet Dragon. That lets us flip this over, and we're looking for Pro Set Jet Dragon, and that is an outside run of 3. Here's the matchup. Right now it's a blitz versus sweep, no breakaway. 3 on 2 will be a gain of 1 for the Hydra. And the Hydra have a defense instant replay. Ooh, okay. So they'll get to pick 2 of these. And neither of those helps. They're both on the pass. And so they will gain 1. Roger Craig hits the outside edge, gets the 1st down, and now it is 1st and 6. Spent play goes here in the spent plays to keep the clock right, while our defensive play goes back into our hand. 1st and 6 now, which is 1st and 5 or more, so we're rolling here. We rolled a 2, that's another pro set. And we're going to come out with press, which again is a 2-run, 3-pass. We think they're going to throw a short pass here out of pro set. It's 1st and 6, so that is 7, which we need to roll on red 98. We rolled a 1, so that's Smoke Dragon. So we're looking pro set, Smoke Dragon. Pro set, Smoke Dragon, and that is an outside run again. This time they went outside on us to the left. This is again going to be a minimum gain of 1. 3 on 2 will be a gain of 1. Let's see what the game day, and that is a touchdown. The Sentinels have only 1 challenge flag. They will absolutely use that. Very important to not give up a touchdown on the second play of the game. So we will cancel that, and for good measure, we will throw in one of the linebackers. These linebackers can actually add value to the defensive play, with the maximum being the value of the offensive play. Because this is a 3-run, we can increase this 2 run defense to a 3 by using 1 linebacker, making this a gain of nothing. So not only did they not get the touchdown, but they actually got stopped right here at the line. It's now 2nd down. 2nd and 6 now, so we're going to roll here, and the roll is a 5. That is FAR formation. FAR is their pass heavy. And we're going to come out with a zone, a 2-3 zone. Again, trying to hedge, because in the first quarter we've got a lot of linebackers, so we can throw value into either run or pass to kind of hedge. It is 2nd and 6. which is 8. That's more than 7, so we're rolling in the red 98 column. And the roll is a 2, so it's Jet Razor, Far, Jet Razor. Far, Jet Razor is a short pass. So here we have zone versus short pass. Again, this will be a gain of 1. There is no reason to add a linebacker to make this 4 against 4 because they have the minimum gain of 1. So I'm going to save that linebacker for third down. Right now it's a gain of 1, except it is a throwaway, play equals 0. So the ball is incomplete, and it's now third down. So we have third and a country mile, so that's going to be here, and we rolled a 5. So we're coming out in far again, and we are going to play it safe and go 2-man under. We do not want to give up any breakaways here. So again, they're rolling red 98 because, as we can see, it's third and 6, which is 9. 9 is more than 7, so we're in the red column. We roll a 2, and that's Jet Razor, and they're going to come right back to that same play. Far Jet Razor is a short pass again, so they're just trying to get a little something going here. So here's short pass versus 2-man under. That's just going to be a gain of 1. And let's see what the game day card gives us. And that is an offense run, has no impact. So they will gain 1, but fourth down is here and they are going to punt. So we have stopped the formidable Joe Montana and Jerry Rice combination. They will punt. So the punt here is a 9. So that's going to be 5 and then 4 more. And then the return is a 2. In the upper right corner, a 2. And so that'll get us good field position at the 40. First and 2 for the Sentinels. One thing to remember is they do burn a card to keep the clock right. And so this becomes 5 plays. So I have to discard 5 plays from my starting hand of 15 down to 10 in order to keep the clock right before the Sentinels drive begins. Okay, so it's first and 2 for me, and I'm going to come out with a slot form, which is my balanced formation, and I'm going to go with a long pass. Let's test them deep and see if we can catch them looking. So this is a long pass. Let me show you how to use the defensive sheet here. So the first thing you'll notice is that we have columns for run heavy, balanced, and pass heavy that are yellow, white, and red. If you're ever curious about which one of those columns to roll on, in the upper corner here on the card, it's going to show you the color. And so this is a white background. So this is a balanced formation for this team. So that means that we're going to be rolling in that balanced formation right there in that center, which is white. We also need to look at the down and distance. We have first down and 2 to reach the milestone. 1 plus 2 is 3. And so that means the game state is a 3, which means we're rolling in the bottom slice. So bottom slice here on the white area, we're going to be either eagle, twist, or stunt. We rolled a 5, and that is a twist. So now that we know that they're coming out in twist, we're going to flip this over, and we're going to roll again. So we roll a 1, and we're looking for twist, balanced, 1. So a twist, balanced 1 is going to show nickel press of 1-3. And that is what we have here. We have a long pass versus nickel press, which will lose to a long pass. So this is guaranteed to be complete. 6 on 3 will be a gain of 3. And even though it's low accuracy, because it's a breakaway, we get to ignore the low accuracy problem. It is definitely complete. We'll go ahead and take the 1 in the upper corner. So 6 minus 3 is 3, plus the 1, 2, 3, plus the 1 in the upper corner is 4. And now we'll start flipping because it's an offensive breakaway, which gives us 2 more from the upper corner. And tackled right there. So the 0 stops the breakaway, but not until we get into Morton Anderson field goal range. We'll go ahead and discard this card, and it is now first and 2 from the 30. One other fun fact, because the score is tied, we actually earn our challenge flag back. It's 0-0, and anytime you're tied or losing and you get a breakaway, you get to earn your last challenge flag back. So because the Sentinels only have 1, we were able to get it back. All right, so now we're going to come out with a halfback trap. That's a finesse run out of slot form, which again is our balanced formation. So that means the Hydra will be rolling in this middle column. And the down and distance, it's first and 2. So again, 1 plus 2 is 3. We're in that bottom slice. They rolled a 1, and so that is eagle. So their attitude is eagle. So we're looking at eagle, balanced, and we rolled a 3. Eagle balanced 3 is nickel, wide run. So on nickel wide run, you'll see that we got him again. So finesse run is going to beat the wide run. That's another offense breakaway. So right now, 3 minus 2 is 1. And we have the opportunity to take an instant replay or the upper corner of a 0. I guess we'll take the instant replay and see if we can get something good out of that. Ouch, neither one of those is good. So right now we have a gain of 1, -1 for the middle effect. So currently there is no gain on the breakaway. Now we start flipping and looking at the upper corner. Fortunately, he's able to kind of burst through the line and get 2 to get the first down, and that will end the breakaway. But man, good job getting out to the 20, and that is a first down for the Sentinels. They're having a hard time stopping our balanced formation, so we're going to stick with it and throw a medium pass. You'll notice the Sentinels have a minimum gain of 2 on their medium pass, so this is actually quite a good play for them. However, it is still low accuracy. So we'll come up to the Hydra and see, let's see, it's first down and 4. So 1 + 4 is 5. That means they're going to be in that middle slice now. Still a balanced play, and we roll a 5, so they are going to be in stunt attitude. So we're going to roll the die again and get a 3. So stunt balanced 3 is a dime press. Dime press is a good call against the slot form. 5 against 4 is going to be a gain of 1. However, remember they have that minimum gain of 2. So right now we're looking at a gain of 2, but we do need green text for it to be complete. Oh, and it's red text overthrown. That is a bad pass, and we will simply go to second down. All right, we're going to try to come out and catch them with a run heavy formation and do a little play action passing out of that on 2nd and 4. So the Hydra are going to be, let's see, it's 2nd and 4, which is 6. So that's that middle slice. And notice that we have a yellow box here. That is our run heavy formation. And so we'll be rolling in the run heavy column. The roll is a 5. And so we are coming out in stunt. So we'll roll the die again, which is a 1. Stunt, run heavy 1 is a goal line. And this is exactly what we hoped would play out. This is a play action pass of 4 against their defensive 0, and they lose to play action pass. So this is going to be a breakaway, and because we only need 4, it doesn't even matter what we pull here. It's an automatic touchdown. That's 4. We actually have 1 extra in the upper corner, which makes it a total of 5, but that is enough for the touchdown. We'll go ahead and kick the 1, which is good. As you can look at the bottom right where the 7 is, as long as it's not a field goal block, it's going to be good. And so that means that we, as the Sentinels, are up 7-0 on the Hydra. Kickoff for the Hydra is a 1, and that's going to be out to the 15. Once again, first down and 1 for the Hydra. And now that you've seen how we do the offensive and defensive play calls off of the solo sheet, now we're just going to go ahead and run the game forward at full speed and see who wins. Okay, the matchup here is a zone versus short pass on 1st and 1. This will get a minimum gain of 1, provided the game day deck does not mess with them, and this pass interference will give them the full play value of 3. Unfortunately, I don't want to waste my challenge flag, so they're going to get 1, 2, 3, and that kind of sets my strategy back, but they've got the first down, 1st and 4. All right, first down and 4, and we've come out with a tight run versus their outside run. This is an offensive breakaway for the Hydra. So this relationship, even though mine is a higher defense, because they have called the perfect play, they start with a minimum gain of 1, and also because they have yards after contact, anytime they get an offensive breakaway, they're going to earn 1 of these tokens. So they hang on to that, and they've got a gain of 1 guaranteed, plus the 1 in the upper corner, they get to ignore the big hit. So this was a terrible, terrible call by me. And then we're looking in the upper corner, 1 more. Man, oh man. And tackled right there. So it is now 2nd and 1. Okay, so 2nd and 1, they've come out with near again. They're going outside run. And this time we came out with a goal line. So there is no breakaway here, which means our higher value of 4 is going to knock them backward. Right now it's going to be a loss of 1. But a face mask on defense, on a run, cannot decline. Come on, Saints. What are we doing here, man? All right, so they're going to lose 1, but then they will take the face mask 1, 2, 3, and that'll be a first down. I can't blow my my challenge flag on something like that because I'm winning now and I can't get it back. And I just, oh my word. All right, so that's a first down for the Hydra. All right, so 1st and 5, and they've come out with a play action pass versus zone. No breakaway. This will be a 5-on-3, which is a gain of 2. And you know what? I think the Sentinels are going to, I think after the plays and the game day card are revealed, we may add some Dome Patrol love here. Let's see. So let's see if it's complete first. Ooh, geez Louise. Okay, it is complete. Perfect route of +1, that means they're going to gain 2 for the matchup and 1 for the card, making it second and short. Oh, okay, I think I'm going to spend 2 of my linebackers. Each of them can add 1 to make my pass value a 3. I'm going to make it a 5. So 5 on 5 would have gained nothing. So that backs them up to the 40. So the perfect route gets them the extra 1. I can't do anything about that. But I can absolutely use these linebackers to put pressure on the quarterback and make him dump it off right at the line of scrimmage for ostensibly no gain. But the perfect route, so they got 5 yards out of it. Second down. All right, so we're looking at second down and 4 from the 40, and sneaky little people, they've come back to the same play. Remember that the AI, unlike your human opponent, can call the same play in back-to-back. They can actually call it as many times in a row as it comes up on the sheet. So I was hedging against that maybe being possibility. Man-to-man is going to defeat play-action pass. This is a defensive breakaway, so very good for me, and I will take the 0 in the upper left corner. The holding, of course, wouldn't apply. That's only on a run. This is a pass. So Montana throws the ball out of bounds and makes it 3rd and 4. All right, 3rd and 4, and as you can see, we have called 2-man under. I couldn't justify risking a breakaway here, and they have come out with a run, which is a great call. This is going to be 3 on 0, which will be a gain of 3. I still have linebackers I can put into the field, so I'm not too concerned. This is a offense pass that won't help, so they're going to gain 3, except I'm going to use these last 2 linebackers to make my defense, instead of a 0, now it's a 2. So 3 on 2 is only a gain of 1, and now it is 4th down and 3 from the 35. So that's the power of the Dome Patrol, and from here they should kick the field goal. If you take a look down here, the AI offense 4th down decisions, we're going to go ahead and roll, but because they are losing, they're going to add a +1. I rolled a 2, so on a 3, and the milestone here is the opponent's 20-yard line. It would have needed to be a 6 or higher to go for it, so they will kick the field goal. So they're going to burn a card to keep the clock correct, and we're going to pull this, and it is a 7 in the bottom, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's exactly what they needed. So they are on the board, 7-3 now with the Hydra trailing, but still playing good offense. Let's see, there's 7 cards in their discard, 9 in mine, so we're now actually into the second quarter. So I've discarded 1 card to keep the clock right, and I have to permanently remove from the game this token. I now only have 3 linebackers left in the game. That's part of the Dome Patrol. We lose 1 every new quarter. And so right now, because it's the second quarter, I only have 3. Next quarter, third quarter, I'll only have 2. And in the fourth quarter, I will only have 1. The kickoff is a 3. So we have a great return out to the 45-yard line. 1st and 1 for the Sentinels, and we're in really good shape. We're up 7-3. We've got 1 challenge flag. We've got great field position. So let's see if we can make hay. So in 1st and 1, we're going to try to make hay here. Medium pass. It'll give us a minimum gain of 2. It is low accuracy. However, the opponent has blitzed, and that is the perfect play. So they're going to get a defensive breakaway on this call, and that is a turnover. Bobby Hebert has thrown the ball right to, oh gosh, I don't even know who played for them at that point, but someone with a gold helmet that wasn't a Saint, and that is an interception. So we have 6 on 4, gain of 2, intercepted right there. And just like that, Saints, Sentinels have pissed away a golden opportunity. Very, very frustrating, very thematic. And so it will be 1st and 1 now for the Hydra going this way. All right, 1st and 1 for the Hydra, and we've come out with an inside run versus man-to-man. No breakaway here. This will be a minimum gain of 1. And that will be a holding on the pass, which has no impact. Gain of 1. 1st and 6 now for the Hydra. All right, so 1st and 6 now. We've come out in a zone versus their pro set, and they are calling a screen pass, which is a special pass. Zone blows up special pass, so this is a defensive breakaway, and that will give us a -2, so a huge sack on this errant screen pass to make it 2nd down and very long. All right, 2nd and very long, and we're coming out in 2-man under. Again, I don't want to give up any breakaways here. And fortunately, the Hydra tried to make up a lot of that yardage in one play. Long pass gets blown up by two-man under, so that is another defensive breakaway. And this time, I get the pick. Yes, all right, so that's an interception. Thank you, Saints. So 7 on 3 is a gain of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's intercepted right there, and that means the Sentinels will take over. 1st and 2 at their own 40. All right, so it's 1st and 2 at the 40, and we're looking at an outside run versus zone. 3 on 2 will be a gain of 1, and that is offsides on the defense. So I will absolutely take the penalty there, keep the card, and that will make it still 1st down, but now 1st and 1. All right, 1st and 1, and we're coming out with a play action pass. Unfortunately for us, they have blitzed, so this is going to be a defensive breakaway. Let's see what happens here, and that'll be a -1 in the upper corner, so we're going to lose that gain from the penalty. It'll now be 2nd and 2. All right, 2nd and 2, we're coming out with a stretch play, outside run, but they have come out with a wide run. This is another defensive breakaway, and so they're really living in our heads rent-free right now. That'll be another -1, so it's 3rd and 3. All right, so now we're at 3rd and 3, and we've come out with a medium pass, and they have come out with a goal line out of nickel. They thought that we were going to run. They got cute, and we might make them pay here. 5 on 1 will be a gain of 4, but it is low accuracy. We need green text to get the green text. In fact, we get pass interference on top of that. So we will take the full value of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a big 1st down out to the 40. We'll take it. 1st and 4, and we're coming out with an inside run versus their zone. This will be a minimum gain of 1. And no help from the defense pass card, so it is a gain of 1, 2nd down. 2nd and 3 now, and this is a pivotal moment. We're going to go medium pass because we want to try to capture that minimum gain of 2. And we've actually got a really good matchup here against wide run. So 5 on 1 will be a gain of 4. We need green text. Oh, he gets the green text and he gets the touchdown. Are they going to cancel this? Let's see. So that's already 1, 2, 3, 4. If they challenge it, they are going to challenge it. So they're not going to give me the blown coverage touchdown, but we are going to have 1st and goal from the 15. Now, because we're in the shaded area, the spy comes into account here. So I will show you how they call their next play to show you how the spy works. Okay, so we have 1st and 3 at the 15, and we are going to come out with a short pass. So that is our play. Now let's go figure out what the Hydra are going to call. The Hydra are 1st and 3 is a game state of 4. So that means they're going to be in the bottom. And then, of course, as you see here, slot form is the white card. So we're going to be circling right here. And the roll that we have is a 1. So they're coming out with an eagle. Now, eagle matters because, as you see up in the spy area, when we roll to find their play value, we're going to use the same roll to also check their spy. So the roll is a 6. The 6 under eagle pass is a zone, and a zone does not blow up the short pass here. So if the 6 under eagle had been pressed, then the spy would have worked. They would have sniffed out our play and gotten a free breakaway. But because, as we can see, the 6 roll under eagle is zone, they do not get a free breakaway. Now we're going to go look at eagle balanced 6, and we see that that is a nickel 2-man under. So this is the matchup. 3 against 2 will be a gain of 1. We've dodged the spy, but only to have a false start. We can't decline that, so it actually will be backed up. Remains 1st down. We keep the card, which means we still have 5 minutes left in the 2nd quarter, but the false start pushes us out of that red zone area back to the 20. And that means that now we don't have the spy to contend with on the next play. All right, we're coming back now with a long pass. Now that we are out of that shaded area, we can actually throw a long pass. So I thought we'd give it a shot, and they have called press, which loses to long pass. This is going to be a guaranteed completion. 6 minus 4 is going to be a gain of 2 to start. And we look here, the middle effect and the upper right corner do not help us. So right now it is merely a gain of 2, and we will start flipping. And unfortunately, that 0 in the upper corner means that it has stopped. So good pass, had some room, but got tackled at the 10. It's now 2nd down. Okay, 2nd and 2 from the 10. We're going to go with a trap play. That's a finesse run. And so let's see what the spy is going to give us. The roll is a 6. So 2nd and 2 is 4. So we're in that bottom slice. And of course, as you see, we called slot form, which is the balanced formation. We rolled a 6, which gives a stunt. So they are in a stunt attitude. So we're going to roll, and it's a 1. So let's look at stunt, run, 1. And that is a tight run. And I believe that will blow it up. It sure will. So tight run beats a finesse run. So without even rolling the other play, we know that they've got a breakaway. So they're going to get a defensive breakaway on this. That is going to create a -1 right there. It is now 3rd down. Darn it. Okay. Well, so now on 3rd and 3, we have to start thinking, how aggressive do we want to be? Right now, we're in a really good position to kick a field goal. There's only 3 minutes left in the half. I think I am going to be as aggressive as possible, and I'm going to call a screen pass. So that screen pass is a pass of 5. So at least I'll have a shot if they blitz. So we'll see how this works. So here's the matchup, and unfortunately, special pass zone wins against special pass. So this is another defensive breakaway, and that one we dodge another turnover, which is great. The upper corner is a 0, so that ball harmlessly falls to the ground and complete. It's now 4th down, and we will absolutely kick the field goal here. This will be 3, so we're going to burn a card to keep the clock right, which takes the half down to only 1 card remaining. Morton Anderson comes on to attempt the kick. The 7 in the bottom right corner means it is good, and that means we are now up 10-3 with only 1 minute left to play. One thing to note about the Hydra, though, they have the final drive when they are tied or losing at the end of the half, which is 3 or fewer cards on the clock, and that is where we are. The Hydra can activate their final drive, which gives them a 7-play drive, and all of their cards are available, and we'll see if they figure it out. So the Hydra will activate their final drive now after the kickoff and try a 7-card drive. Kickoff is a -1, which is a touchback, so the Hydra will begin at the 25, and they now have a 7-card drive on their record. Let's see what they come out with. All right, on 1st down, we've got a medium pass versus zone. 6 on 4 will be a gain of 2. And that is SWAT incomplete. So that is, the defender knocks the ball down. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd down now, and we see that we've come out with the zone, and they're going to call a halfback screen out of far. And we are perfectly situated for that. So we've got a great situation here. And that's a false start on a run. So the middle effect doesn't help us. The -1 on the upper corner does help us. So we will get a sack there, and it'll be 3rd down. Now notice the strip ball here comes into effect after resolving a defensive breakaway. We can draw game day cards for each active linebacker, and any of the football icons becomes a turnover. So we have 3 active linebackers right now. So we're going to pull 3 game day cards for the strip sack and see strip ball and see if we have the football. We don't. So we have a 0, -1, and a -1. So they tried to strip the ball. We aren't able to get it. It is now 3rd down. All right, 3rd and 6 here, and we're coming out with medium pass versus 2-man under. 6 on 3 will be a gain of 3, and that is holding on the run, so that does not matter, and it's not low accuracy, so it is a gain of 3, and it's now 4th and 3. And from here, they're going to have to roll to see if they're going to go for it. We take a look at the distance to convert is 3 lines or more is actually going to subtract 3 from the roll. The milestone we're going for is midfield, and they are losing by 1 score. So the -3 and the +1 ends up being a -2, and going for it from midfield, we're going to subtract 2 from the roll. They rolled a 3, which means a 1. They're going to punt. So they are not interested in trying a really, really long kick. Instead, they're going to punt, and that is a punt of 8. 1, 2, 3, 5 more. And then the return is a 0. And so that will be with the last play. The Sentinels will kneel the ball, and that will be the end of the first half. 10-3, Sentinels are winning. Okay, so the Sentinels get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. You see that they're down to only 2 linebacker tokens now, and we are adding the too much time, We have 3 tokens stacked up right here. We need to do the run on first down, run on second down, pass on third down pattern to remove one of those tokens. If we do that 3 times, we limit the opponent from being able to add time back to the clock. So we're going to try to get that done this time. We'll give it a courtesy shuffle, and then the kickoff is a 0, so that will bring the ball out to the 25-yard line, right where it was. It'll be 1st and 5 for the Sentinels. So on first down, we are going to try to establish the pattern. We're going to go inside run. They are blitzing, so this will be a minimum gain of 1. No help from this card, which is for an offense pass, so it'll be a gain of 1. Second down, and we have started the pattern. Second down now, we're coming out with ace twin tight end inside run versus a nickel zone. 1-on-1 again, minimum gain of 1. This will be our second down run. Offsides on the defense, so this will advance the ball 1 line, and we get to keep the down. We're going to take the penalty. It remains second down. We keep the card, which means in order to establish the pattern, we need to run again. But this way, on 2nd and 3, we can entertain maybe getting a first down here instead of just throwing this drive away. So we're going to try that. Okay, on 2nd down and 3, we are coming in with a power run that has a minimum gain of 1, and they came out in a goal line, accurately understanding that we were going to run, but guessing that we were going to do another inside, and I'm sure glad that I changed my mind and went with a power run instead. So this will be a minimum gain of 1, plus 3 for the convoy, and the Hydra are absolutely not going to give us that. So they are going to cancel this effect. They're going to challenge the convoy. That doesn't happen. We simply gain 1, making it 3rd down. All right, so it's 3rd down and 2 now, and they know we can throw, and so we're going to come out with a medium pass, which is a minimum gain of 2. However, they're coming with blitz, which wins against medium pass. This is a defensive breakaway, so they're going to get their challenge flag back, and then we will resolve this. Middle effect doesn't help, and the 0 in the upper left corner is the result, so that makes it an incomplete pass. Gain of nothing. It's now 4th down, and we will punt. However, before we punt, let's take one of these tokens off. Notice we only have 2 left now. This one we can get rid of. We'll put it up here with our dead linebackers. And so now we will punt. And that punt is a 12, which will actually put this all the way down to the goal line, which is a touchback. That ball comes out to the 20. 1st and 6 now for the Hydra. And they, let's see, we have to burn a card to keep the clock right. So there you go. They are 4 minutes gone in the in the 3rd quarter. Now, because we have too much time and there are 2 tokens here, the Hydra are absolutely going to force us to put 2 of these back, meaning only 2 minutes have come off the clock. It is now 1st down for the Hydra. Okay, 1st and 6, and we're coming out with a press defense against a medium pass. This is a minimum gain of 2, but 6 minus 3 is actually going to be a gain of 3. So right now it looks like they're getting 3. Fumble on a defense run. Of course, this is a pass, so it doesn't count. 1, 2, 3 is the gain, and it's now 2nd down. All right, 2nd and 3 now, and we've come out in a goal line, selling out for the run, and they are going outside run. So our defense is better than their offense. Right now, they are losing 1. And they will come out here with a gang tackle, actually -1. So they're going to lose 2 on this play. And that is going to create a 3rd and very long. Okay, on 3rd and 5, they've come out with a medium pass again, and we are running a 2-man under to prevent any more breakaways. 6 on 3 will be a gain of 3. But it is a dropped pass. Play equals 0. They're not going to use their challenge flag on that because even if they got 3 and added 1 for 4, they would still come up 1 short. And I still have linebackers I can add into the mix. So they are going to punt here. Punt is a 9, which gets it down to a 30, and then the return is a 2. So the Sentinels start with excellent field position here at the 40. And that is 4 more cards that are going into our discard. So we're going to start the next pattern with a run play here. That is finesse run. And they've come out with a 2-man under. So we're actually going to gain 3 on this. Pending the game day deck. Yeah, and that's an offense pass, so it has no impact. So a nice run up the middle for 3, and that begins our current pattern. Now remember, because the pattern is run on first down, run on second down, and pass on third down. We got a first down, so it is now first down again. So I'm going to run, which starts a new pattern. So I'm going to put this one back because that's a discard now. We're starting a new pattern. This is our first down run. Against the zone, this is going to be a minimum gain of 1 and no help from the deck. So a gain of 1, second down. Second and 4 now from the 40, and we've come out with a power run with a minimum gain of 1. They've come out with a nickel press. So this will be a gain of 1 on the surface. And -1 sideline is our friend, so that actually gets stuck right there at the 40. It's now third down, but that is our second card in this pattern. So now on third down, we need to throw. So here we are, third and 4, and I've called short pass out of ace twin tight end, which is our run heavy formation. They took the bait coming out in a tight run, so 3 on 1 should be a gain of 2, and that is intentional grounding. Oh, okay. So this is a situation where I really want to get into field goal range. I think I'm going to use my challenge flag to ignore the middle effect. This is not a low accuracy pass, so the red text has no impact. Instead, we're going to gain 2. It'll be fourth down. We will be able to remove this token and put it up here with the other unused tokens. And now it is 4th and 2, and we're going to kick a field goal. So I'm going to burn a card. We're going to kick the field goal. The value of the field goal is 8. We only need a 6 from the 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is good. So we preserve the field goal opportunity. It is 13-3. And at this stage now, our opponent can only pull 1 card out of the deck at the beginning of their offensive drive because that's all they have. And so we're going to put 1 back, which means 10 minutes have gone now in the third quarter. So with 5 minutes left in the third, the Hydra are down 13-3. Kickoff is a 1, so they will start with the ball at their own 15, 1st and 1. All right, so 1st and 1, they've come out with a power run, and I came out man-to-man because I thought they might go with a play-action pass. Man-to-man loses to power, so this is going to be a guaranteed gain of 1, and they're going to pick up a token, so they've got a freebie here. And so let's see, they've gained 1, and then they have the offensive instant replay, so we're going to flip 2 of these and see if either of them helps. Nope. So they're going to use the false start on the pass so they can preserve their gain of 1. And now we start flipping, and that's 1 in the upper corner. So Roger Craig is off to the races now. 2 more. Oh, brother, here we go. Up, he reverses field and loses 1, and then he's tackled right there. But still a nice run, 15 yards out to the 30, and it is now first down for the Hydra. 2nd and 4 now, and they have come out with a halfback sweep, but I caught them in a wide run, so we are in good shape here. That's going to be a defensive breakaway, and that will be a -1 in the upper corner, so they will lose 1. It is now 2nd down. 2nd and 5 now from the 25, and Montana's coming out going deep. He's going to throw long against my nickel zone. This will be a gain of 3 if it's complete. He needs green text. Oh, not only does he get green text, but he gets pass interference, which is the full value of 7, and I have no challenge flag. I cannot do a thing about it. So that will be pass interference right there. Johnny Poe mugs the guy downfield, and we give up the ball at the 40. All right, 1st and 4 at the 40, and they're coming with a finesse run versus my zone. 3 on 2 will be a gain of 1. No help here, and I'm actually going to spend a linebacker that I have to make my 2 into a 3, and that will keep their gain to nothing. 2nd down. All right, 2nd and 4, we're coming out with a medium pass, and we're blitzing the medium pass. I had a hunch that they might go medium pass here because they have that minimum gain of 2, so it makes it really tasty to try to blitz them. Anyway, this is going to be a defensive breakaway, and that is going to be a -1 in the corner. So we get a nice sack on Montana, making it 3rd and very long. You know, it just occurred to me I forgot to do the strip ball after resolving a defense breakaway. I can actually try to strip the ball from the opponent. So I'm going to do that before we call this last play. And yeah, that wouldn't have mattered. So doesn't happen. But yeah, every time the Sentinels get a defensive breakaway, they get a chance to strip the ball. And since I have 2 active linebackers right now, I thought I'd give it a shot. Anyhow, 3rd and 5 now. 3rd and 5 now, and they've come out in a special run. Sneaky little people, and that's why I called 2-man under. I was thinking about going zone because it has a little better run and pass coverage, but I didn't want to give up a breakaway, and that would have. So right now, this is a gain of 3. It's still a good call. And that is going to be a gain of 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to use my last linebacker to add 1 to my run defense and keep him here at the 35. So it is now 4th and 3. Let's see if they go for it. Right now they have 3 or more lines to cover, so that's a -3. They are losing by more than 9, so that is +2. So combined, that is a -1. We'll go ahead and roll the die. And it's a 6. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So right now their milestone is the opponent's 20. And they rolled a 5. So it is still field goal. Yep. So they're going to kick the field goal here. Which is smart because down 13-3, you still have a whole 4th quarter. It would be better to try to get this field goal. So what they're going to do is put this here. They're going to burn a card to keep the clock right. Kick the field goal. The field goal is a 7. And that is exactly what they need. That will be good. So the Hydra are able to connect on that field goal, and it's now 13-6. We have 10 and 7, so we're now into the 4th quarter. Okay, with 2 cards gone in the 4th quarter, which means we have 13 left in the game, we're going to get a kickoff, and that kickoff is a 0. So it'll be a touchback right here for the Sentinels. 1st and 5 going this way, up 13-6 with 13 minutes left in the game. Can they hold on and win against the Hydra? All right, 1st and 5, and we're coming out with a power run, which is a minimum gain of 1, and they've come out with a wide run, so that will be a gain of 1 right now, except for the -1 big hit, which keeps the ball right there, and now it's 2nd down. This does begin our pattern, though. We're trying to clear that last token on too much time, run, pass, so let's see if we can do it. So 2nd and 5 now, we've come out with a stretch play, an outside run, and they are blitzing. So 4-on-2 right now will be a gain of 2 pending the game day card. That is a holding only on a pass play, so it does not happen. We'll gain 2, and it is now 3rd down. That's the 2nd card in our pattern, so we now can throw on 3rd and 3. All right, 3rd and 3, and we've gone short pass versus man-to-man. This will be a minimum gain of 1, and it is incomplete. Swatted away. We can't do anything about it. So that will complete the pattern, which means we can get rid of this last token. That means we have no more too much time left, which means the clock will run normally. But it is now 4th down, and that will force us to punt. So we'll burn a card to keep the clock right, and we will punt. The punt is, again, a 12, a huge booming punt. That actually gets us all the way down to the 5, and then the return by the Hydra is a 1, so they start deep in their own territory. 1st and 2 from the 10 when we pick things up again. The Hydra have 9 minutes left in the game, so it's too much time left for their final drive mechanism, so they're going to have to drive the length of the field normally. All right, 1st and 2 from the 10, and we've come out with a tight run, and unfortunately, they have called the perfect play a play-action pass. So not only is this a breakaway, which of course will give them 1 of their tokens back, but it also is a gain of 5 guaranteed. So let's flip the game day card here. Throwaway would have been incomplete otherwise, but they're going to use the 1 in the upper corner. So Montana goes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the matchup, 1 for the upper corner, and now they start flipping, and that's 1 more. And this, I could not have called a worse play if I had tried. 1 more, tackled right there, and it is now 1st and 6 from the 50, and just that quickly they have flipped the field on me. Okay. So on 1st and 6 from the 50, I'm a little skittish. I wanted to come out in something safe, and it ended up being the perfect call. They're trying a halfback screen. The zone will blow up screen. So this is a defensive breakaway, and I get either a defensive instant replay or the -2. I will absolutely take the -2. So a big sack on the screenplay, and then remember, because I have a defensive breakaway, I can do strip ball. I only have 1 linebacker active right now, so I'm going to pull 1 card, and if that turnover... It's a turnover. Look at that. All right. So Sam Mills strips the ball clean, and we get the ball back right there at the 40. 1st and 4 for the Sentinels, and we're in really good shape now, up by 1 touchdown. And let's see how much time is left. We have 2 cards used, 6 in the discard, so there's 8 gone. And that means that there's 7 left in the game. So 7 minutes to play, and we're in really good shape here. 1st and 4, and we are very clearly going to be playing a conservative ground and pound. We're going inside run against their wide run, so this will be a minimum gain of 1. Just trying to set up the, and that's an incomplete on a defensive pass, has no impact, so gain of 1. Really looking here just to set up a field goal. If I can go up 16-6, I'm going to feel really good about winning this game. So, 2nd down. 2nd and 3 now, and we've come out with a short pass. Again, we don't have to stick to that run, pass pattern now. We can do whatever we want. And they weren't quite keeping up with that, I guess. So 3-on-1 will be a gain of 2 unless we have foolishness from the deck. No, that's a face mask on a run, and that does not happen because this is a pass play. But 3-on-1, gain of 2, and that now makes it 3rd and short from the 25. 3rd and 1, and we're coming out with our power run that gives us a minimum gain of 1. They're blitzing, so even though it's 2-on-2, we've got our minimum gain of 1. That should get us the 1st down. Plus the broken tackle, that means that we're going to get down to the 15, and that makes it 1st and goal. All right, so the spy is in effect again because we are inside of that shaded area. I rolled a 4, and so that gives us here twist is what we're looking for. So on my other die, I have a 2. So we're looking at twist, pass, 2, because we're throwing a short pass. Twist, pass, 2 is blitz. Blitz does not blow up short pass. Press is what blows up short pass. So there is no freebie from the spy. They don't get a free breakaway. So now what we're going to do is look at the twist balanced 2. So twist balanced 2 is a nickel wide run. So we've dodged the defensive breakaway from the spy and from the play call. 3-on-2 will be a gain of 1. Except it's overthrown, and we can't do anything about that. So 2nd down, this card goes in the discard, and we're now looking at 3 minutes left in the game. 2nd and goal from the 15, and the Hydra desperately need a stop. Really, they need a turnover here if they're going to try to preserve a chance to get back in this game. So we have dodged the spy again. This is going to be a minimum gain of 1 against the zone, and it is... Okay, so that's an interception. Bear throws it right to Ronnie Lott, and they get a pick. So that'll be a gain of 1 pick. It's intercepted right there at the 10, and now they're going to start returning it as a breakaway. And of course, the 0 in the upper corner means that the breakaway stops immediately. So it's an interception right there at the point of attack. But man, I mean, come on, Saints, just... okay. So we've got, let's see how much time's left. There's 2 minutes left in the game. The too much time, there's no more of those tokens, so it's just 2 minutes. That means that the final drive will kick in when tied or losing at the end of a half. That's 3 or fewer cards on the clock. They can activate the final drive, and that gives them a 7-play drive. So they've got 7 plays from the 10 to try to go down and score a touchdown. And of course, as you see, they also have 3 lines and free yardage already. Okay, on 1st and 2, they're coming out with a finesse run. I am sitting back in 2-man under because with so little time left, I just don't see the risk here. But they're going to gain 3 off of this, plus 1 for beast mode. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that will get them out to the 30-yard line. It's now 1st and 4. Okay, so now they're coming out on 1st and 4. They've got outside run out of near, and I came out with something a little softer and a little less conservative. This is a zone of 2-3. So right now it's a gain of 1. Plus 1 for move the pile. My God. Okay, so now they've got 2. It's 2nd down. That was their 2nd card, so they still have 5 more downs to try to get the rest of this, and it is 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2, and they've come out with a near, which is their run-heavy formation. I stayed in my zone, but they're throwing the medium pass, so this is going to be a gain of 2. which will be enough for the first down. And that's the run to daylight. That's what I was concerned about. Fortunately, they didn't run. So it's a gain of 2, and that is a first down. Okay, it's their 4th down of the drive, and they're coming out with sweep versus zone. 3-on-2 will be a gain of 1. And that defense pass has no impact, so it's going to be a gain of 1. And that is the end of the game day deck, so everything comes back. So all the things that I was worried about are now back in play. It's second down. They have 3 more downs left to go. So in that instance, we're going to be spending these yards after contact tokens soon to make sure that they get the benefit of that. In fact, well, typically we're supposed to spend these. By rule, you spend them all at once on a 3rd or 4th down conversion or a touchdown. So we haven't gotten to that yet. It's 2nd and 5 right now. All right, on the 5th play of 7, we've got medium pass versus 2-man under. 6-on-3 will be a gain of 3, and that is going to be complete. So that's 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go ahead and spend these now. 1, 2, 3 to get them a first down. And that will be now 1st and 3, and they've got 2 plays left. So we have to figure out, in fact, I'm going to go ahead and spend my token here to add 1 to my defense, which will actually back them up to the 20. So I've used my linebacker. Actually, I shouldn't put it there. I should put it here. I've used my linebacker. They've used all of their yards after contact tokens. So now it's just the matchups, but down 13-6, they need a touchdown, and they're at the 20 with 2 plays left in their final drive. All right, and so here we go. It is a short pass versus zone. This is going to be a gain of 1, depending on the deck, and there's no help there, so it's a gain of 1. Second down, but most importantly, we're at the last play. We have 6 cards here. The total number is 7. For the final drive, and they need a touchdown, so they've got to get 15 yards here. Let's see what they come up with. And here it is. This is the matchup. This is going to be short pass versus press. I went with press because it was a pass of 4, and I knew that if they went medium pass, they would only get a minimum gain of 2, and that wouldn't be enough to get in the end zone. Here they got sneaky, hoping I would blitz, and spoiler alert, I almost blitzed. But anyway, this is going to be a defensive breakaway, which is a loss of 1, and the Sentinels defense holds. Time expires, and the Sentinels win 13-6. What a tremendous victory. I am very happy because in real life, very often this would go a different way.